and welcome to Auto Today. My name is Dipayan and this is the brand new 5th generation of the Toyota Camry. And as you can see, it's got a whole new design and it's got a whole lot of more features on the inside, and it's underpinned by a new hybrid architecture, which is the 5th generation of the TNGA. So let's not waste any more time, jump straight into our review, and a good pace to start that would be the design at the front. Now, the design of this new generation of Camry is what will set it apart from its previous generation because it's underpinned by the same platform. Now, if you start at the front, you get a sense of that Toyota global design philosophy, which brings this a lot in line with the Prius of this generation that we've seen, which means that you get a C-shaped headlamp at the front and a C-shaped headlamp on that side with another C-shaped DRL. One of the really cool things though is this split grille that has a hexagonal shape here, and then it's offset by these nice rectangular shapes up front. I really like the way the bonnet is laid out with these two nice muscular sinews that run across it and give it that real character and that muscular sporty presence. Now this one of course is in red, and that means that it is an accessorized version of the standard Camry, which we are yet to get prices for. This version is the Sprint. We'll tell you a little more about that later, but let's hop to the profile and see what has changed in this new 5th generation. Now step to the flank, and the first thing that you're going to notice are the blacked out alloy wheels. Now that is something that is reserved only for this Sprint edition that we've test driven, but the standard car comes with gunmetal wheels. The design otherwise is pretty minimalist. You have a strong belt line that runs along the center, and there are some sinews in the metal, but it has been kept minimalist and clean overall without really losing that butch and macho touch. Step to the rear and you get a sense of the progression of the design in this 5th generation. It is still a boxy sedan like the Camry you always used to be, but now it's got these nice rounded edges that add character. And of course, because this is the Sprint edition, you get a spoiler and a diffuser, which you don't get on the Elegance. On the Elegance, you get a standard blacked out bumper and no spoiler over here. And I think this Sprint edition does add a little bit of character along with that black roof. It does add a little bit of character and that sportiness that Toyota are looking to add to the Camry to make it a bestseller. Let us know in the comments what you think and whether you think the Sprint edition is cooler or the Elegance one is. Now, in terms of design elements, of course, you get an LED taillight in that C shape like we saw on the headlamps. And I think it adds a sense of cohesiveness and put-togetherness of the entire design of the Camry. You get a badge, and of course you get this little HEV badge that tells you that this is a hybrid electric vehicle, which is really cool. And it also gives to the fact that the Camry is a 2.5-litre petrol engine that makes 231 horsepower but still returns 25 kmpl. But we'll tell you more about that from the driver's seat and of course from the back seat. Now you're in the second row of the Camry, and obviously it's a very nice place to be in the Japanese sort of way that isn't opulent but does a great job of making you feel extremely comfortable and well wrapped in solid materials. Now, from the carpets, which are so thick and well damped, they really feel nice to your feet, to the quality of the leather used on the back seat, and the fact that they're black and contrast against the roof lining and the door lining in an absolutely perfect way is just something that you will get with a Camry. Now, of course, there is a 2800mm wheelbase, which means that you have more than enough room. Now, this front passenger seat is set to my seating position, and I still have room to fold my knees, which is incredible. Now, you also get a center armrest for when you're not seating 3, and this generation of the Camry not only gets a really cool cup holder, but it also gets a control panel for not only the air conditioning, the volume of the infotainment system, but you also get an electrical control from the sunshade at the back. All you have to do is switch it on, and then you can control the sunshade. You can even recline your seat, which is something that is just so cool to have electric recline on the second row of seats. It just tells you how much attention to detail Toyota puts into these cars and why the Camry is Toyota's flagship sedan across the world. You also get a BOSS function for the front passenger seat, which means when you're not in the driver's seat and when you're playing the second row passenger, then you have plenty of place to stretch your legs and recline, which goes to show you just how much thought Toyota put into the Camry and just how nice it is to be in the second row. Now, talking off the cabin and this front seat and how it's laid out, I really like the layout of this new generation, and I like the way that Toyota have used materials and really added to the premium value of the cabin without really taking away from function at any point. Now, what makes that really cool is now you have this 12.3-inch infotainment screen, which is compatible for wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have another 12.3-inch digital screen for your instruments. You do have a wireless charger as well, 3 Type-C USB ports and 1 standard USB Type-A port. You have very neatly laid out climate control options right here on the dash, and they really come to the hand easy, which is that intuitive Toyota design that we've really come to know and love. Of course, you do get some tan elements on the dash to offset the plastics, but that said, the plastics are really premium and soft to touch and feel really nice to use. Of course, the infotainment system is paired to an 8-speaker JBL system, which really has some great audio for those who enjoy their audio while they're driving. The front end is a very cohesive design, and I spent some time in the back as well, and I can tell you that the ride, whether you're in the front seat or in the back seat, is absolutely sublime. Toyota have done an absolutely stellar job of the damping package. There is plenty of damping at high speeds, there is plenty of compression at low speeds, and through and through, nothing really makes it to the cabin. Now, of course, we did talk about thick carpets in the back. That continues on the front, and you get the sense that the door liners are thick as well, which means that the sound from the outside is also very well insulated. And that is something, it's a small thing, but it adds up in a big way to the overall driving experience. And now we are behind the wheel of the new 5th generation of the Camry, and not a lot has really changed. We're still using the same platform, but this time it's got the 2.5-litre engine, but it's got the new 5th generation of hybrid architecture, which is the TNGA architecture as we know it. And overall, it makes about 232 bhp combined. Of course, we can't give you a combined torque figure because that combines the engine torque and the electric motor torque, which doesn't really compute like that. But we leave it on the screen for you to check out. Needless to say, because it has the electric assist, you always have that torque at lower speeds and you never really feel the rubber band effect. And speaking of the rubber band effect, the engine is mated to an eCVT. Now, it is a continuously variable transmission, but it is an electric version of that, which means it uses a motor to control the pulleys rather than weights. Now, it does mean that the rubber band effect is reduced greatly, and this car is just really smooth to drive. Now, you do get a lot of functions, including paddle shifters, which make it that much more engaging when you are driving it a little spiritedly. Now, of course, on this 5th generation, you also have the introduction of ADAS, which means you get your standard suite of lane keep assist, lane watch, and lane depart assist, aside from adaptive cruise control. And that was our review of the new Camry in its 5th generation. As always, if you like that video, don't forget to smash that like button because it means so much for us and the growth of our channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the Auto Today channel yet, this is your chance to do that now. Now, as for this new Camry, which is for now available in only one variant, but this Sprint variant will be added later, it comes forward as a whole new sedan. It gets a whole lot of more features. It gets a huge safety net. And on the inside, it is a class-leading sedan. It does everything that you would require of a great sedan. It has great ride, it has a powerful engine, and it's loaded to the gills with premium, thoughtful and intuitive features. Now this is a car that we can really start getting used to. That's it for me. This is Didi signing off.